This book about unicorns is my favorite book in the world. Such a good representation of true fiction. I think you mean nonfiction, and I'm not exactly sure you know what nonfiction is. What do you mean? What's nonfiction? Well, did you know that nonfiction books are based on actual events, facts, and people? What? No! Name one nonfiction book based off a true event, fact, or person. Good Trick Walking Stick by Sherry M. Bester. You're right. I've read that one. It taught me all sorts of facts about walking sticks. Walking sticks are long, thin, and slow-moving bugs. They look like a stick, twig, or branch. They're also called walking sticks. Males tend to be smaller than females. Their colors are usually brown or green, but they may be shades of green and red. Okay. Okay. We get it. Good Trick Walking Stick was a nonfiction book that taught you a lot of true facts about walking stick bugs. Now, isn't nonfiction interesting? Yeah, it is kind of interesting, isn't it? You want to learn a little more about it? I think I do. Okay, let's dive in deeper to our nonfiction. Okay, but how am I supposed to know if nonfiction is accurate, though? Because I was pretty sure this is a true story about a unicorn living with some narwhals, but now I'm not quite sure. So how am I supposed to know if a nonfiction text is truly accurate and authentic? That's a great question. There are a few different ways to evaluate nonfiction text to decide if it's authentic and accurate. The first one is, how qualified is the author to write nonfiction material? The author should be knowledgeable of the field they're writing about. For example, a paleontologist would be a good author for a book on dinosaurs because they study previous organisms that previously roamed the earth, and they do this by studying fossils. So they would know a lot about dinosaurs and be able to tell us true facts that they've studied in a nonfiction text. Another way to decide if your nonfiction text is accurate is to look at the publishing date. How recently was the book published? As time goes on, some books may become inaccurate because new discoveries in science are made and there's changes in our politics and society. An example of this is, have you ever heard your mom come up to you and say, "Hey, that shirt is cool beans," or, "When I was a kid, this yuppie lived down the street from me," or, "I'm so cool," but they say it with a K and not a C? Yeah, slang has changed a little bit now in 2021. Well, if we're doing a research paper on slang in 2021, we're not going to use a book that's centered around slang in 1980. It's just not accurate anymore because they're two different times. The book's out of date. Now, we also can look at our science textbooks. We get a lot of different books every year, and our textbooks will go out of date because new discoveries are made and because things change. So it's always good to check how old your book is. I think this book is pretty recent. Yeah, but we still need to look at some more things to decide if your book is accurate or not. So let's move on to the next thing. Are all significant facts present in our nonfiction text? Okay, you've got me a little confused here. Why would anyone leave any kind of facts that are important out of a nonfiction text if they're supposed to be used to tell you about true facts, people, and events? That just doesn't make sense to me. Well, sometimes important facts are omitted from a book, and then the nonfiction text isn't truly nonfiction because some of the truth is taken out, or only parts of the truth remain. We need all the information to be present in our nonfiction text so that true representation of people and events are presented to its readers. Okay, another way to help you realize why your book about a unicorn might not be nonfiction is this next one. Are you ready? As ready as I'll ever be. Is personification present in our nonfiction text? What's personification? Personification. Yeah. If a human-like behaviors or feelings are given to animals, plants, or inanimate objects in the text, then the text can't be considered nonfiction because, while fun, a bear riding a unicycle and talking on the phone with his best friend, Mr. Lamp, doesn't actually show the true characteristics of a relationship of a bear and a lamp. It's just not true facts. Oh, so you're saying because my unicorns talk in this book, and they also wear little helmets and swim underwater and live with narwhals in a clamshell, they're probably not true. Yeah, that's why it's not nonfiction. That's true. There's personification in your book. So it's probably not a nonfiction text. Good analysis. Wow, there's a lot of ways to evaluate nonfiction text to check for accuracy. There sure are. And there's so much more you can learn about nonfiction. Like, I bet there is. But I need to head to the library. But we're just getting to the good part. Well, I want to check the nonfiction section to make sure all the books are truly true. Okay, I'll come along. Then I can tell you more about nonfiction text on the way. Oh, great. I'm looking so forward to it. I'm going to have to reread all of my books, my nonfiction and fiction books, just to help me distinguish what I think is accurate and authentic.